You think you have a focus problem. You don't. You have something else entirely. Something quieter, harder to name, and far more exhausting than distraction. It follows you from the moment you wake up until the moment you close your eyes. It hums underneath every task you try to complete. It is not laziness, and it is not weakness. It is not a broken brain or a missing discipline gene. It is mental noise, running silently behind everything you do. And until you see it clearly, no productivity hack will ever save you. Mental noise is the constant background chatter your mind generates. It runs even when you are not thinking on purpose. It sounds like worry, planning, replaying, rehearsing. It sounds like 1,000 small, unfinished thoughts stacked on top of each other. You did not invent it. You inherited it from a brain built for survival, not stillness. Your mind evolved to scan, predict, and prepare for danger. It never learned how to truly rest. So when you sit down to work, the noise does not pause. It just changes channels and finds new targets. You think you are focusing. In reality, you are negotiating with static the entire time. This is why 2 hours of effort leave you drained. You weren't working for 2 hours. You were fighting noise for 2 hours. The task barely got your attention. The noise got most of it. And by evening you feel hollow, without a clear reason why. The reason is invisible but constant. But there's something even more surprising about this pattern. Mental noise does not feel loud. It feels normal. That is the trick. It hides inside your sense of self so completely, you stop noticing it. You believe the chatter is you, so you never think to question it or quiet it. You wake up already mid-sentence in your own head. By breakfast, your mind has rehearsed 3 conversations and 1 fear. None of it required your permission. None of it asked if you were ready to begin the day. This is the part most productivity advice never mentions. Apps cannot quiet a mind that has never been taught silence. Timers cannot fix a nervous system stuck in scanning mode. You don't need more focused tools. You need less internal traffic running in the background. Psychologists call this state cognitive load. It is the invisible weight your mind carries while you try to function. A loaded mind cannot think clearly. A loaded mind cannot feel deeply. A loaded mind cannot focus, no matter how hard it tries. And modern life loads your mind from the second you open your eyes each morning. Notifications, headlines, group chats, open tabs, unfinished decisions. Each one adds a small whisper to the noise. By noon, you are not unfocused. You are buried under your own mental traffic. And the harder you try to push through it, the louder it grows. Effort feeds the noise instead of cutting through it. What neuroscience discovered next changes everything. Researchers studying attention found something strange and important. The brain does not actually run out of focus. It runs out of quiet. Focus is not a fuel you burn through the day. It is a signal that needs space to be heard. When the noise is louder than the signal, attention collapses. You are not tired. You are crowded. This is why a walk without your phone can feel like a reset. The noise dropped, and your real mind finally appeared. Picture this. You're working on something important. Your eyes are on the screen, but your mind is somewhere else entirely. Replaying a comment, rehearsing tomorrow, drafting a reply you never planned to send. You blink, and 20 minutes are gone. You did not get distracted by the world. You got distracted by yourself. That is mental noise winning quietly while you wonder where the time went. It does not feel like distraction. It feels like normal thinking. That is what makes it so hard to catch. Now consider how it shapes your entire day from the start. You wake up and reach for your phone. The noise gets a head start before your feet touch the floor. You scroll while brushing your teeth. You read headlines while pouring coffee. By the time you sit down, your mind is already running 10 threads. You call this getting ready for the day. Your brain calls this overload. Then you try to focus, and you wonder why it feels impossible to settle. If you've experienced this, you are not alone, and you are not broken. You are simply a normal human living inside an abnormal amount of input. No previous generation faced this much information. Your nervous system is doing its best with impossible conditions. The real shift begins when you stop trying to focus harder. You start trying to think quieter instead. Quiet is not the absence of thought. Quiet is the absence of unnecessary thought. A quiet mind still thinks. It just stops thinking about 10 things at once. This is the deeper psychology of attention. Focus is what happens when noise drops, not when effort rises. You cannot push your way into deep work. You can only clear the way for it to arrive. And clearing the way is a skill, not a personality trait you are born with. It starts with noticing the noise. Most people never do this honestly. They live inside the chatter so completely that silence feels foreign, even uncomfortable, even threatening. The first time you sit without input, the noise gets louder. That is not a failure. That is the noise becoming visible. You were always carrying it. You just couldn't see it before because nothing was still enough. Stay with me. This next part will explain something about your brain you've never been able to articulate. There is a difference between thinking and being thought at. When you think, you choose the direction. When you are being thought at, your mind chooses for you. Most of your day is the second kind. Thoughts arrive uninvited and you follow them obediently. You did not decide to worry about that email. You did not decide to rehearse that argument. The noise decided, and you obeyed without question. This is why you feel exhausted without doing much. Obeying the noise is the real work. Real focus begins the moment you stop obeying every passing thought. You become the one who chooses. The thoughts become guests, not commanders. You notice a thought. You let it pass. You return to what actually matters. That single move repeated through the day is the entire skill. It is not glamorous. It is not complicated. But almost nobody practices it consistently. Comment, which kind of noise runs loudest in your day? Worry, planning, replaying, or comparing yourself to others? If this is hitting close to home, drop a single word below. Quiet. I read them, and they shape what comes next on this channel. Now let's talk about how to actually reduce the noise in your daily life. You do not silence a busy mind by force. You starve it of fuel slowly. The fuel is constant input. Screens, scrolling, half-listened podcasts, background news, endless chatter. Each piece of input drops a seed in your mind. Hours later, the seed becomes a thought you did not plant. Reduce the input, and the thoughts that arrive become yours again, not borrowed. Start with the first hour of your day. Protect it like it funds the rest of your life. No phone for the first 60 minutes. No headlines. No messages. No noise. Let your mind wake up before the world arrives uninvited. This single change is more powerful than any focus app you will ever download. Next, build small islands of silence into your daily schedule. 5 minutes between tasks with no input at all. No screen, no music, no voice. Just you sitting with your own mind, letting the noise settle naturally. It will feel strange at first. Then it will feel like coming home to yourself. What's coming next is the exact method that fixes this over time. When you sit down to work, do not start with a task. Start with the clearing. Take 60 full seconds. Close your eyes, let the loudest thought rise and speak. Acknowledge it, write it down if needed, then set it aside with intention. You are not suppressing it. You are giving it a place to wait its turn. Now begin your work. You will notice something different right away. The noise is still there, but quieter. Your signal can finally be heard above it. Do this for 1 week, and your relationship to focus will change. Not because you found more discipline, because you found less interference. This is the part nobody tells you about deep work. It is not built on willpower, it is built on space. The most focused people you have ever met are not the most disciplined. They have the most uncluttered inside. They have fewer open loops, fewer unread tabs, fewer unfinished conversations playing in their heads. Their minds are not stronger than yours. Their minds are emptier in the right places. And emptiness, in this sense, is the deepest form of freedom. You can build the same emptiness within yourself. It begins with one honest question. What am I carrying right now that I did not choose to carry? That email you keep rehearsing, that comment from last week, that decision you keep almost making. Each one is a small tab open in your mind. Each one quietly costs attention every hour of every day. Close the tabs you can. Schedule the ones you can't close yet. Release the ones that were never yours. This is not productivity advice. This is mental hygiene for a noisy century. And like physical hygiene, it works only when practiced daily, not occasionally. You will not master quiet in a weekend. You will earn it in small, honest minutes, over weeks and months. But the moment you taste real quiet, you will understand everything. You were never unfocused. You were running on noise, every hour, every day, for years without realizing. And the version of you underneath the noise has been waiting patiently to return. That version can think clearly. That version can feel deeply. That version can do work that matters in this world. You do not have to become someone new. You only have to clear the room and let yourself in. So tonight, before you sleep, try something small but powerful. Put your phone in another room. Sit for 2 full minutes in silence. Let the noise rise and fall without grabbing it. Tomorrow morning, protect your first hour completely. No input, no scroll, no headlines, no voices. Watch what happens to your focus by noon. You will be surprised by how much of it was always there. Your hours are not infinite. Your attention is your last real currency in a world built to steal it. Spend it on signal, not on static. Spend it on the work and the people that deserve the real you. If this reached you tonight, subscribe and stay close. There is more coming on how to rebuild a quiet mind in a loud world. You are not unfocused. You are simply louder inside than you need to be. Turn the noise down and watch your life turn up. The quiet you are searching for has always been yours. You only have to stop drowning it out. You were never unfocused. You were only unheard by yourself for too long.